So welcome back to BoneDry Bonsai. I'm Joel, pumping with creativity today. I don't know, you be the judge. We went to the nursery. I couldn't resist. Bought a shrub. It's a Dwarf Alberta Spruce. Maybe something like that for the front. I'll walk you through the process, how I decided to do what I did, and some of the mistakes that I think I made. So, cheap little investment though, to see, to get some practice and see what I can come up with. So, check it out. It's pretty vigorous. It's got a lot of branching. These are cultivars, so they're sold as shrubs. Really slow growing. They can be shaped, little Christmas trees, topiaries. So I'm gonna dig into this base and see what things look like. So yeah, $10.50. We went to the nursery not to buy another bonsai, but that's what we ended up doing. I'm just gonna cut this container down a little bit because I'm gonna want to take some of the soil off the top of this tree so that I can try and find the best base. It smells wonderful. Came with some nice moss. So, I'm not gonna have to go far, I don't think, on this tree at all, which, I don't know, I guess it's good and bad. I kind of found a pretty decent base right off the bat on it when I was at the nursery. Well, I don't know, I shouldn't say I found a decent base. I found some bigger roots and some flare. That's what I want to get down to, is a flare. I'm not going to do, so I'm going to do kind of a branch selection and maybe some wiring on this tree to kind of set some structure. But I don't want to do root work at the same time. From what I understand, I can do one or the other right now. I can either do root work or I can do branch work. And I'm going to choose to do some branch work and leave it in this container. This might be kind of interesting right here. I'm just breaking off some old needles, cleaning up some debris in here on the inside, hoping to get a look before I start whacking branches. And that's the most interesting trunk movement. It's a pretty straight little trunk, but I don't know. This tree, it feels like it could very well be pot bound, but with the branch reduction that I'm planning on doing on it, and its slow growth, I think it's going to be fine in this container until I decide that it's healthy enough and the timing is right to repot it into a bonsai container. I'm not gonna mess with that just yet. I'm just taking a few of these roots off the top. That's the widest base I've got from that side. If I bring it around, see that? Almost looks more interesting to me. I'm gonna treat this as a alpine, kind of alpine species design. You know, lots of snow load, high mountains. I've lost some branches throughout the years. I'm not gonna try and make it look ancient, but I definitely want it to look weathered. And it looks like this is a good time to do this work because it looks to me like it's right before a push. And so I want to get it before it puts all that energy into these buds. I'm gonna get the turntable. I'm gonna mark this as the front. Try and run like kind of a 90-degree line to, I guess, the ground, so that I can sort of get my angle back. When I do go to plant it, I want this tree to be harmonious in design. And so I'm deciding that this is going to be kind of my defining branch. Everything moving to the right. Everything moving to the left. So given that I'm going to keep this, and I don't want opposing branches, I'm going to get rid of this. This one. Kind of a 6 o'clock branch coming in my face. I've got to take care of that. I know this bottom branch won't make it. And then I'm not going to want this branch growing over the top of my defining branch. I will take this off the bottom. I've got really nice little branches here on either side, so I'm gonna lose this. If I got rid of that, that could be kept. That would need to go. Trying to make decisions based on what I know I'm keeping. And I know I'm keeping this. And if I'm keeping this branch, I'm going to lose this branch opposite of it. These needles that just come right off when I just pull, I'm taking those off. Now, this is nice. I'm okay with this. This is kind of going to be sitting on top of it. I wonder if I should keep this branch. develop those small, weak branches on the interior. I feel like I've got branching here that I can develop that more suits the design, the size for the trunk, and so those are the ones that I want to keep right now. I think I need to lose this big branch here. A small, weak branch. It's pushing sap. So I think this has got to go. This little bit of mess here. So this being the front, yeah, about there, I guess. I just kind of am doing a real simple, harmonious design. This is looking like it's going to be my planting angle. Defining branch. Get the asymmetry that I want. Kind of work my way up the tree. And then here, I think I want to develop this as the new apical region. And I've got lots of swelling here where this apex just has thrown all these branches. And I'm thinking about just doing deadwood on this section here. So that's why I'm kind of cleaning all this out right now. But, you know, because the trunk's not really interesting. And I think at least if I use this, I can come back and then maybe bring it left after I shorten it to get some of that harmony. Kind of my thought process right now. You know, this piece, this is straight piece right here is just not going to work, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that. This is what I'm currently calling the front. This is what I've been referring to as the front right here. But I don't know. You know, I've been studying this thing and looking at it and looking at it, and something like that could be a little bit more interesting. Snow load branches, you know, years of compression. I'm looking at this tree, of course, and second guessing myself, thinking that something like that might have been a better base, better movement here. And then, you know, think about one of these other branches. Could have been a defining branch, but yeah, anyway, this is what I did, so I'm cool with it. I am. I think it could even change again when I go to repot. I mean, I may end up going deeper and finding another half an inch of tree. I don't know. I think I'll need that one. I don't want to have to pull needles really, but I understand it to be easier on the tree or better for the recovery if the needles get plucked rather than crushed with wire. These needles that I'm pulling, they don't really take a lot of effort at all. Ugh, that's so ugly. It's not going to be easy on that wire. So I'm not gonna blow smoke up your ass and tell you it's like easy nursery stock bonsai in 20 minutes. I'm struggling. I struggle with this. I'm trying to learn as much as I can about pad formation and photosynthetic efficiency and all that stuff. But I think I'm getting too nutted up with design and everything. I think I'm gonna take this length off of here and try and develop these smaller. I've got 3 branches here. And I don't know, maybe that should even be reduced to 2. I'm really only putting wire on some of these that just to try and get them efficient. It's not even necessarily for any kind of design aesthetic right now at this point. So, if these look kind of sloppy, that's because they are. This is like, the first stage in a developing tree, I guess. I do like the idea of being able to place branches rather than hope that they grow in where I want them to. I very much understand that concept, and that does jive with my personality. So, I mean, don't get me wrong, I dig the natural, so quote unquote, I guess, I don't know. I do like the semi-formal nostalgia of just an upright outward branch tree. Something that you just want to jump up in and climb. But I also like, design-wise, to be able to take something that I don't want it to look like a Christmas tree. If I wanted it to look like a Christmas tree, I'd put ornaments on it and leave it like it was. Just take a hedge trimmer and make a triangle. Trying to convey some age and also some interest, I think, is kind of the process that I'm sort of drawn to right now. I'm gonna let this go. I don't like it, but I want the energy generation. I don't think it's going to interfere too much with anything here. I need to shorten this side. I'm going to start with this big stuff out front, out at the end here. I do have a bud here. Of course, I've also got that. I'm going to start here. That. This is down. That's thinking that this branch wants to be pulled down. Oh, I've mangled up all those poor needles. So easy to do damage. This is a mess. So I had these 2 branches joined right here, and you always do want to try and wire branch to branch. but I started out with this branch heading in kind of this direction, and I think I like it better taking up space over here. And it was also wired incorrectly. I didn't have the wrap right. But I'm also kind of thinking that, I don't know, maybe I don't need such a drastic angle on this thing when I'm planting it. Maybe something more like that for the front. This apex kind of heading back this way. This is a mistake. This branch should have been left, probably, because these are two opposite, they're opposing, so that's not good. So yeah, I think I'm gonna lose this small wire off of here. Try and continue out with the larger wire now. So I was just using this right here to hold that small wire. It doesn't have anything going for it, so I'm gonna take care of that now. I think that's gonna do it for this little bit of work on I'm not gonna wire these small, tiny little branches right now. I think I've done enough damage to the tree. I wanna see how it does. And I think with not touching the roots, I just am really hoping that it does okay. I'm not so sure about going at an angle now. I kind of was more something like that, I think, when I started, but I don't know, somewhere there. So anyway, that's what I did with it. Just hoping to try and set some things in place for some future work. See, these gaps are not good. You shouldn't have gaps in your wiring like that. I'm not trying to teach, I'm just saying. I'll have to sort this apex out. Again, like I said, I pruned back to a couple buds, you know. We'll see what happens with them. I hope there's enough needles on like this to push that growth. I want to see what's going to happen here, how far it's going to die back. So that's what I did. Those are the decisions I made. And again, when I started this thing, I'm trying to get a little bit more of a stylistic approach as far as looking at the tree and seeing what it has to offer, and then going from there, starting with defining what the base looks like, looking at base to tip, looking at angles, deciding how I want my defining branch, whether I want it to be running with the trunk and running with the apex and more of a harmonious design, or, you know, running those things contrary to the trunk for a tension design. And these are not my concepts at all, but it's just kind of fundamentals, and it helps someone like me and my personality to go, okay, I'm starting with this branch now. What's growing over it that I can remove? What's opposing it that I can remove? And then just formulaically, I guess, work your way up the tree in that fashion. And it's helpful. And I think it kind of gets well, hopefully it'll get the creative juices flowing. Anyway, that's what I did with that guy. I'm going to water him. But thanks very much for watching. Appreciate it. Take care.